Hi there, welcome to Busternet. Yes, I've been thinking about this for long and hard as to what we should be doing with the channel. There are so many different things that I want to do, and sometimes a lot of it gets lost in just one show. So you might find training and tactics all being covered in one show. So I decided, why don't I split them up, have three little shows going. The Torino saves will become about training, youth development. So we'll focus on that principally. We'll start with how training is done, how we set up coaches, the plans, development, PPMs, and bring them right through. And then with the Gloucester City save, it will be more like tactics. When people want to have a look at tactics and find out how a tactic should be played, then you send me your tactics. We will try them out with Gloucester City. Basically, your tactics take Gloucester to titles. Finally, we have the Asian Journeyman, which is just an LLM save of little old me trying to get to Europe. Yes, three different directions. And I hope that it's going to be easier for people to find information on this channel. I'll still do my quick guides. I'll still do small little bits of information here that is going to be helpful to all the non-patrons. The patrons have their own videos, right? I mean, they're really in-depth videos on tactics, in-depth videos on a lot of other things. But I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get the information that I'm trying to put out. And I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support for this channel. Okay, so let's look at training and get some things out of the way. Let's do the general stuff first. What is potential ability? What is current ability? When you go to any of your players, you click on them, you will see this current ability, potential ability. Current ability is basically how good he is at this point in time. Right? Potential ability is his potential. There is a range between 0 to 200 in the game. There's also something called negative potential ability. Like -10 will basically say that a player has a range of potential that a range of potential ability that he can have between 170 to 200. Now, I don't like going into the editor, so I'm not going to be going into the editor to find out the exact PACA numbers. And some of the best ways to enjoy the game is just to ignore all that and just look at the stars as a guide. If someone tells you that his CA is 2 stars and his PA is 5 stars, then you know the player is not playing to his full potential. Well, that's basically current ability and potential ability. You can go into the editor if you want to find out, and there are skins out there that actually give you that information. However, I will avoid using any of those skins and I'll avoid going into CAPA. The other thing that you need to bear in mind is the importance of your staff. Your staff have a direct effect on the kind of the development of your players, as well as the kind of players that come through the ranks. The head of youth development, his personality influences the personality of all those that come through him, through the academy. I find this is one of the biggest exploits in the game, because if you go and get your head of youth development, gets him a professional, you get one with professional personality, then he influences all the personalities that come through, which is kind of ludicrous because, I mean, I've never heard of personalities changing in under a year. I know you can tutor them in this game and, transform a player, but I think all these exploits are just exploits in the game. But this is how we play the game. So what you want to do is you want to go out there, get yourself a great head of youth development, and then the second thing you worry about is going and getting yourself a whole group of coaches that can take you to 5-star coaching. What I've done is in the game, I have made sure that myself, I'm 5-star coach because I wanted to do a youth development save in the long run with Torino, and that's what we've done. You want to make sure that your coaches' individual workloads are light. That's very important because that means they can give players a lot of attention. You do this by making sure that at least there are at least 2 coaches on every single workload. A player's individual workload is a function of 3 things: general training, match preparation, and additional focus. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that his individual workload is not very heavy. General training can be set to medium to heavy. Yeah, but at the end of the day, always look at individual training workloads. Once it hits very heavy, chances are he might complain or he might get injured. Now, I know everyone's fascinated by the whole 5-star thing, right? So you want to know how we get 5-star ratings. Well, 5-star ratings basically a function of primary attribute, secondary attribute, and determination, discipline, and motivating. I didn't come up with this whole formula. Somebody else did a few years back on the forums. It's still relevant today, and I'm going to share it right now. I done my own Excel spreadsheet where I took all the formulas, I put it into a nice little tool on the screen, and it allows me to just pump in coaches attribute numbers, and it will just give me and let me know whether or not he's a good coach. So in this particular case, we are trying to look at a coach called Emilio De Leo in my team, and I'm going to enter his attributes into the calculator. Then I will see what kind of stars he is going to be. Now, the stars have a range, right, from 0.5 stars to 5 stars. Whatever number is generated, that number will fall within a range, and that range will let us know how many stars he has. So here I've already entered his attributes under coach's attributes, and we have got a defending number of 293, which translates into defending of 4 stars. Another thing that we have to focus on are facilities, because facilities play a big part in training. Now, facilities range from 1 to 20. I'm just, shamelessly taking from my short guide on training, 1 to 20, and you can see we have excellent training, excellent youth, which translates to one shot for state of the art for training in youth facilities. And in terms of youth coaching, which is junior coaching, we're average junior coaching, which puts us a long way to go. There's a long way to go for us yet, so we're going to keep improving this. In terms of youth recruitment, we still have some way to go too. So we're gonna have to keep going to the board to get average our junior coaching improved and our average youth recruitment improved. Youth recruitment influences the likelihood of getting high PA youth into your club, and this affects your regens PA. Youth facilities will affect how well your youth will improve. This affects how their current ability improves over time. And then you got youth coaching, right? And youth coaching affects the quality of your coaching at the lower levels of your system, affecting 14 and 15-year-olds, and it influences their CA, which is current ability. In your game, if you really want to get that kind of a youth development save going, right? You want to pump in, you want to get those wonderful youths coming in, you're going to have to keep going to your board to get them to continually improve it. So you have to have a financial plan in place for you to hit a stage where you can start looking for these kind of youngsters. And you probably end up creating new views as well, customized views just for youth training. And I'm going to be doing that too. The Torino safe has been waiting for this day, so to speak, so that I can start focusing on youth. And it's one of those things I've been crazy about for a long time. I just haven't been able to do it. And my shows literally have so much information in them that sometimes small tidbits like this get lost in bigger shows. And I wanted to do a new show with Torino, which focuses on training and subjects related to training in shorter versions so they're easier to digest. On the next show, I'm going to look at training schedules and how I set up training schedules for my whole team and what we do across the season for us to prepare for our games. I hope you join me again for this show. Once again, I'd like you to thank you for watching the show. If you enjoyed this show and you found it helpful, please subscribe to the show, hit a like button, and let me know how you think. Drop your comments below and I'll try and get back to you. If you have any questions, you know to find me on Twitter at PastorNet or addictedtofm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support for this channel. Without you, these shows are never going to get done. So you guys have a good one. Take care. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.